Okay,
Hmm.
so we're in Philly. Uh, we finished our first session. We're like, hey, let's find a place to eat. We have no reservations. I don't know if you remember. We're just walking around like
Hmm.
30, 40 guys. Hey, let's find a place with no reservations. Like on a Thursday night downtown Philadelphia, right? It was there were not a lot of options. So we kind of found this hole in the wall bar. We go in, and I remember the waitress. Her name was Shantae, and she looked at us from across the room, and she was just like pissed,
Oh
like oh
boy.
my, like 30, 40 guys showing up, no reservation. And I don't know who schmoozed her over, but they're like, all right, we promise we'll take care of you.
Probably
You know,
Rulin. Probably
probably
Rulin.
right. Probably Roland. He's good with that. And so she's like, all right, I got a back room. So she kind of puts us in the back away from all the locals. And then we just have a great time. And there was this moment, Brad. I don't know if you caught this, but I'm being hypersensitive to people that I might potentially write a card to. And I noticed that there was this moment where she was really annoyed at us. And I don't know what went on for her emotionally, but it was like this, okay, this kind of sucks. I can make this a terrible experience, or I can make this amazing. Let's make tonight amazing for these guys. And she just showed up as like level 10 out of 10 hostess. She got because again, 30 dudes. She got all of our food orders, all of our drink orders, recruiting the cook staff to bring everything out because they were not staffed to support us. And she did an amazing job. And I thought, she's going to be my number five. She's going to be my fifth card for the day. So I pull out some stationery, which I keep with me at all times at that moment. And I start writing this letter to Shantae. And I say, Dear Shantae, I know it might seem strange to receive a thank you card from a patron, but I just wanted you to know you did an amazing job tonight. What you may not realize is we're a group of entrepreneurial dads here for an event to learn how to become better husbands to our wives and fathers to our children while we run our businesses. And tonight was really important because it was our first time meeting and it was all about fellowship, and you facilitated it masterfully. We know when we came in, we had no reservation and you could have turned us away. We know you could have even given us awful service and we would have understood, but you didn't. You were great, you were gracious, and you helped make tonight amazing. So I just want to say thank you on behalf of myself and everybody in our group. Fold up the card. Shantae's in the corner cashing out her tips for the night. I walk over and hand her the thank you card. She accepts it awkwardly, as most strangers do when I hand them a
Hmm.
thank you card. And I go to the restroom before we leave to walk back to the hotel. And I come out of the restroom and Shantae's standing there waiting for me with like this huge grin on her face. And then she just runs at me and gives me the biggest bear hug of my life and says, that is the best tip that I've ever been given. And then she set me down. Um, and there was this moment where we just looked at each other, and it wasn't customer server. It was just human being and human being having a connection. And I remember leaving the restaurant that night very confused because we actually left her a massive tip, right? Think about that. 30 entrepreneurial guys, high on life, a couple drinks, leaving a conference. We left her a massive tip, but yet she holds up this thank you card and says, this is the best tip that I've ever been given. How is that true, Brad? How is that possible? And I think the answer to that is the understanding of what humans really want, which is to be seen, and to be seen not just for their weakness, but for their greatness. Because we are always our biggest critics. We're always going to tell ourselves what we're doing wrong, what we missed, what we could have done better in our presentation, what we could be doing better in our business. We're always beating ourselves up about what we're not doing right. So when somebody shows up and they see the goodness inside of us and they reflect that publicly to us, it's almost hard to be with, but it means so much. And I think that moment cascaded like that if I wasn't 100% in, I was 100% in that night because I saw the need, and not even the need because no one needs this, but the impact that this has